Today, I want to share Ang Lee's highly acclaimed film Life of Pi. A writer in search of inspiration comes to Pi's house, hoping to learn about the legend of his youth. Pi was born into an Indian family that ran a zoo. He grew up playing with all kinds of animals, so he had his own understanding of animal-human relationships. He was a true vegetarian. One day, Pi and his mother snuck out to feed animals. A tiger named Richard Parker. He thought the tiger was his friend and couldn't hurt him, but his brother got scared when he saw Richard Parker, the tiger, and called his father. Pi considers Parker a friend, but his father tells him that animals are just animals and they have instincts. To help Pi see reality and educate him, his father got a goat and tied it to the tiger. Richard Parker's ferocity deeply impacted on young Pi's heart. Growing up, Pi met his first girlfriend in dance class. The father later told them that the zoo had to close because of the economic depression. To make a living, they need to leave India with the animals, move to Canada and sell them. The day before he left, his girlfriend wrapped a layard around Pi's wrist. The family then boarded a ship bound for Canada with the animals. The whole family is vegetarian, but the cook had brought gravy onto the boat to feed the family. The father fought with the cook about it, and the family was forced to eat white rice without any gravy. A Buddhist sailor told them the gravy is not a meat, it's just seasoning, but Pi's family still refused to eat it. The ship was hit by the storm at night and soon sank. Pi escaped in the only lifeboat, along with the crippled zebra, the drifting female orangutan, and the chunk of banana floating in the ocean. Suddenly, out of the ship's awning came a hyena. Pi was afraid and fought with the hyena, but no one won. At night, the hungry hyena killed the lame zebra. The other day, it beat orangutan. Pi was scared, but it also stimulated him into action. He pulled out his knife to fight with the hyena. Then, Richard Parker, the tiger, came out of the awning and killed the hyena with ease. The frightened Pi made flotsam out of what was left of the ship to keep a safe distance from Parker, who would often come aboard to get emergency food and water. Parker sometimes attacked Pi, but without success, and Pi tried to tame Parker, but it didn't work as well. Pi worried that Parker would eat him when it ran out of food and began fishing to feed Parker. Once, when Parker jumped into the water to fish, Pi was ready to ditch Parker and sail away. In the end, however, Pi didn't sail away, but he also couldn't bring himself to let Parker on the boat. One day, Pi caught a big fish and killed it to put the fish out of its agony, and then threw it to Parker. In the evening, Pi's small bamboo raft was attacked by a large fish, causing him to lose energy, food, and water. This led Pi, a staunch vegetarian, to abandon his beliefs and eat the fish to survive, and to manage to tame Parker and get along with him. One day, Pi saw a boat in the distance. He fired a flare, but no one saw it, and no one came to save him. He and Parker looked out of the ocean at night and thought back to his time there. And other boats had caught a boat-like fish, and the fish had started to collapse. Animals had come out of the water, and the jellyfish in the sea had formed the face of their brother. And soon, they were reached an island when Pi had eaten the plant's root. He tied the rope his girlfriend had given to him to the island, which was crawling with mercats. Parker ate the mercat, but the mercat didn't seem to be afraid. Pi was going to live on the island for a while, but soon discovered it was a man-eating island. The pool rose at night, and the tooth was found in a flower. Terrified, Pi filled the boat with food and left with Parker. They continued to drift on the sea and made it to the coast a few months later. By this time, Pi and Parker were skinny, and Parker was gone. Pi was rescued by a few locals, at which point he cried. Not only was he saved after his ordeal, but Parker left without looking back. Then, the shipping company asked Pi about his experience, because an insurance claim requires a credible report. When Pi told him the story, they said they couldn't believe it and point out some flaws in the story. For example, bananas don't float. So Pi told them another story. There were 4 people on board: Pi, his mother, the cook, and the Buddhist sailor. The sailor broke his leg, and the wound grew worse. The cook cut off his leg, but he couldn't save him. The next day, the cook fished with the corpse. The mother, who knew the truth, had got into an argument with the cook. Later, the mother, to protect Pi once again, had an argument and a fight with the chef. However, the mother couldn't beat the cook, and the cook stabbed her to death. Angry, Pi killed the chef and used his body to catch fish. In the end, only Pi survived. After that, the shipping company stopped asking questions. The sensitive writer quickly analyzed the details and concluded the 2 stories are really the same story. The animals in the first story represent the people in the second story. The lamb zebra represents the crippled sailor. The female ape represents the Pi's mother. And hyena represents the cook. And the tiger Richard Park represents Pi himself. The movie is pretty much over this point, but I have to say my guess isn't, because the tiger's name, Richard Parker, is not just a name.
Okay, let's start with the true story. The cruise ship called Magnotta set sail from Southampton on 19 May 1884. On board were Captain Dudley, Stevens, Roosevelt, and a 17-year-old called Richard Parker, who had no sailing experience. On 5th July, it was about 2,600 kilometers northwest of the Cape of Good Hope. The Magnotta soon sank. 4 men escaped to the only lifeboat. Huge waves, ferocious sharks, and a shortage of food and fresh water continued to challenge the survival. On 23rd July, Richard Parker went into the coma and on the threat of death. Dudley said that the lottery had decided that one person's death would be exchanged for the survival of the others. There was still no chance of rescue on 25th July. Dudley prayed and killed Parker with a knife as he held down his legs. Bruce Whelan later claimed that he neither agreed or objected. The 3 survivors were rescued. The 3 were subsequently charged with murder, but were eventually sentenced to 6 months in prison for a murder. The three were subsequently charged with murder, but were eventually sentenced to 6 months in prison for a number of reasons. In this movie, Richard Parker, this tiger, represents Pi, and he's the only one left, which means he ate not just one person, but three: the cooker, the sailor, and his mother. The reason he could see his mother's face in the water and the whole island was the body of a woman, and which we can assume is his mother. It was because of his confession to his mother, and the inner turmoil and pain. Talking tiger representing the attachment to his mother. Also, the meerkats on the island aren't really meerkats, they are maggots. Let me know in the comments if you have any new movies you want me to explain or you want to discuss with me. One last thing, if you want to like and subscribe, don't hesitate.